hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. What a special show do we have scheduled for you today? And when I say that, I mean we really have no plan because it's our 28-year anniversary of Scuba Radio today. We've been doing this for 28 years.
Without a plan.
April Fool's Day, which also is Bubble Boy's birthday, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, and
that's what Tuesday's the first,
right? But we're celebrating the anniversary today. We're going to celebrate. We're still going to celebrate Bubble Boy's birthday. I got a 12-tier birthday cake that we're going to eat, but he didn't come in.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
so
that
we're going to eat his cake.
Huge cake, gorgeous.
We're going to eat his cake. Is
there a mermaid inside it?
I've got to eat it to find out, and I mean the cake, just so we're clear. But yeah, so we're going to celebrate his birthday a little bit too, and
I'll drink to him.
Well, it's cake. You're going to eat.
Right, but
that was thoughtful.
Okay.
I'm also going to drink.
I can't hear Vinny. It sounds like his mic is off or something.
I hear him.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's selected though. It sounds like it's not
selected.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's just a different mic. It's
no. He doesn't have it selected. His mic's not selected on Zoom. I can tell. 28 years. I mean, if it was our 30th year or 29th year, he'd probably have this tuned in by now. But now, it's only been 28. So
he's not an audio professional like you are.
Well, right, and I mean, it takes a few more years than 28 to get it down.
Obviously, Greg is not listening to us.
Yes.
So.
Hey,
well, what do you mean I'm not listening?
30 days.
Yeah, there he is. See, he got it.
That's better.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vinny is back with us. And we'll apologize for that.
I don't understand it. You said it's our anniversary, and I'm the only one representing with a Scuba Radio shirt. This is terrible.
Nobody cares.
Wow.
Go back to sleep, CJ.
Oh, hey, you said it was our anniversary and Bubble Boy's birthday and the April Fool's edition. And where's everybody's hat?
I don't think any of this crew needs to wear a hat to show how foolish they are.
I'm not covering up this gorgeous head.
Well, okay. Delusional might be a word.
Yes.
That applies
Where'd
to
Jerry run off to?
I don't know.
Nobody else wore a Bubble Boy's birthday hat but me.
Probably
is that what that is? You got two.
Birthday gesture.
Hold on.
April Fools.
What?
Keep an eye on Jerry's camera because he might be getting arrested.
Yeah, I think he just got yanked out of his car.
He was in his car, and I don't know what happened.
It's like, what the hell are you doing in there, boy?
Step out of the vehicle, sir.
Yeah, you can see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch.
First question to Jerry. What's that in your hand? Is that alcohol?
Oh, boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's remote today.
It's a chimichanga.
He's in his car doing the show for our anniversary, and he may have just been arrested.
So I think what we should do is go around the horn
and
ask people. Obviously, you're, what is it, 20 what?
28.
So
28, feeling great.
28 for you.
Yeah.
I don't think I can count 28 because even though I produced the show Open way back then, I was not on the show until
in spirit. You were contributing to the show.
I'm going to say I have an impressive number 2. It's not 28.
Wait, you had an impressive number 2? That's not something we want to discuss on this show.
That's a totally different topic.
Sicko.
Okay, so what's your point there, Cock Johnson?
This summer will be my 19th year on Scuba Radio.
Oh.
And 19th
Nothing.
diving.
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Greg,
What?
I'm right there with you, bro. I'm at 28.
Yeah, he is, and I think Barry's up there too. Isn't
That's
he?
what I'm saying. I want to know
yeah.
everyone's.
Yeah, like okay, so yeah, I gave the.
You got Barry and Casey were both year one.
Yeah, they were pretty much there at the beginning.
I think I was year 2.
Were ya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
he
you're-
came on early on, but
maybe
he
that
wasn't
was.
there at the first.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah,
That's,
because it was.
back when Allie and I both learned to
That's
dive.
right.
That's when we heard you
That's
on
right.
the radio.
Right.
And then she called on your anniversary and won a trip on the same dive boat we had just gotten off of that day.
Yes, now I remember. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, at the beginning of the show, I didn't have any of these hanger-ons that we all have now. These bandwagon jumpers.
Right.
So we kind of picked Barry up as a free gift, and he never left.
Okay, that's one way to look
Okay,
at
what
it.
about Vinny?
I don't know. I blocked him out years ago.
Yeah.
I think
I
he was
get it.
after me.
Yeah.
I think I was on before him.
I've been with submersible
Vinny was,
systems 20 years, and
Yeah.
I think I started listening to it the first couple years I worked there, and then finally one day I heard you talk about Spare Air, so then I got in touch with you. So I've
Right.
been with you 15 plus.
Oh yeah, easy. And it was
was gonna
probably a
say-
year or two in, and when he made the comment that you or CJ was the funny one.
I didn't say
Greg,
that.
you're okay, but
That was in 2017, Greg. So
I
that's
didn't
only
say
like
that.
9 years
oh,
ago.
What do you mean you didn't say that, Vinny?
I said you were the quicker one.
Okay,
He was the quicker one sometimes.
CJ's the quicker, so you're not funny. You're just quick.
You're-
Faster.
He's funny, but he's quick at it.
Quick at what exactly? Do we want to know?
My smart ass comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's really good at those. Really
Thank you.
quickly.
Okay.
Thank
So-
you.
But
Oh,
you're good
thank
too.
you.
All right. Well, so now we've gotten the timeline all jumbled up.
Should hear us off the air.
Yeah.
10
I
times
did
better.
give I gave the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad some homework today, and I asked them to think about how Scuba Radio has affected their diving life over the years. 28 years doing this show. I mean, obviously, it's changed things for me quite a bit. I mean, if you would have asked me 28 years ago, I'd still be doing this show today, I would have laughed you out of the room. Hell, I would have laughed you out of the room at our 10-year anniversary, let alone 5.
Hell,
But
I
28?
remember we all laughed about it when you said, what if I made a 30-minute radio show? And we went, oh, okay.
Well, I don't remember you saying that. You never stopped me from doing anything, Casey.
It
You're
was right after our second six-pack.
Really?
was
Oh, that's
skeptical.
why
He
I
was
don't remember.
skeptical.
Yeah. Obviously.
He was a hater.
I
No,
don't know.
we all agreed, give it a shot.
Yeah.
He had the window.
Yeah. All right, Jerry the Diver Guy's back now. Did you get your cavity searched from state?
I don't want to know.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry.
Don't answer that.
We saw you got pulled out of your car. Was that law enforcement or what happened? I
That
can't.
was a pee break.
I knew it. The way he was running out of there is like, I got to stop now.
My eyeballs were floating.
Well, wait. Now I'm confused. Wait, you were gone for a good several minutes.
He
Well,
washes
they had
his
to
hands when
unwrap
he's
the
done.
plastic
Well,
cup, Greg. That little cup you go
If
in.
you were like Vinny Two Tanks, you would have just went right out the
Greg.
window.
Greg.
Hey.
Uh,
Now who's the quick one?
I had to wait in line, Greg.
Wait in line. You go to the girls' room?
Oh, geez.
No.
Ooh, that was
Ooh.
All right. Let's get this
There
show.
was somebody in front of me there, Barry.
Why did?
Oh.
Well, you're not
You have to
supposed
run faster.
leave
Forrest.
yourself on them, Jerry.
Yeah,
that's
do not urinate on the nice officer's shoes.
Okay. All right. So once again, I did give homework. By a round of hands, did you guys do your homework? Are you prepared to share? Okay. CJ says yes. Casey, tobacco nut. Barry. Yeah.
It's a pop quiz. I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, we'll get in. Vinny, I know.
I was
Well,
outside the country.
so you're not allowed to
That's a good
think while
excuse.
you're outside the country. Is that the problem? He was in the Cayman Islands. So,
He didn't have time for your silly text.
well, no, it wasn't a text. It was a test and a text, I guess. It was a little bit of both. All right. Well, yeah. How did it affect their diving lives? We'll find out on the 28-year anniversary of the world's first radio show devoted to diving next. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula.
You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Tell me now, did me old ears hear someone singing a birthday today?
28 years deep, salt in their veins.
Somebody's birthday, or
It's more of an anniversary. Greg the dive master can't be contained.
What are we supposed to do? Send him an anniversary present?
CJ rolls with laughter, heavy and true. Scuba Squad's got a story for you. Dive down into the sound. Scuba Radio echoes all around. From the deep blue straight to the shore. This is the beach you can't ignore.
I'm calling to see whether you'll be attending the anniversary celebration tonight.
Ocean tales fly and the stories unfold.
I say starting with this anniversary festival,
Greg at the helm, fearless and bold.
we run the city into the ground.
CJ shouts out with a wink in his eye. Scuba Squad's your back when the currents run high. Dive down into the sound. Scuba Radio echoes all around. From the reefs to the wreck floor to the core. This is the beach you can't ignore.
I came here especially for your birthday.
Well, thank you. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We're celebrating 28 years of Scuba Radio today. Our anniversary is April Fool's Day. No kidding. No fooling. And we're reflecting on some of the highlights of the show, how it affected our diving life. And, and maybe how it continues to do that to this day, or bring everyone down, which is ultimately the goal. We want more people to dive. See what I did there, CJ?
Down.
Yes.
As in underwater.
Yes. Now, there's a lot of people to thank for the existence of this show, and one of them is with us right now, the dive god, Neil Watson. Neil, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, Gregory. And it warms my heart when I hear about these all-American overnight success stories.
That's right. That is so true. 28 years. Who would have thunk it? Not I, and definitely not Neil, because I every year I kind of have to share this story, Neil. I think it was our 5-year anniversary, and we're talking, and Neil was one of my first guests on the show. He had started Ocean Fest around the same time we started Scuba Radio. We became quick friends, and I was amazed that this guy had all these world records for scuba diving, like 66 miles on scuba. You know, and I was like, this guy's talking to me and my little show, and we just became good friends. But on the 5-year anniversary show, I'll never forget it. You said, congratulations, 5 years is quite a milestone. And, I don't know if you know this, Greg, but when you started the show, I right after we did our first interview, I called up Captain Slate down in the Keys. You had asked if I could contact him for you and get him to be on your show, and you did, and you told him that, hey, you ought to do it. He's a nice guy. And what do you got to lose? I mean, the idea is kind of lame and it'll never work, but hey, he's a nice guy. So go ahead and do the show.
Yeah. That was the typical, well, I hope he don't give up his day job.
Right. Exactly. But the fact that you, kept that little thought to yourself for 5 years, or the first 5 years, probably kept me motivated to keep going.
Well, Scuba Radio is still going. Where's Ocean Fest?
Well, there's that. There is that. I mean, we need to bring it back. I mean, it could always pop back anytime. That was the only dive show we had that actually had a location where you could scuba dive. We're going to actually check in with the folks at Beneath the Sea today. There's a big dive show going on in Secaucus, New Jersey, and I guess you could, dive, off the coast of Jersey if you wanted. A lot of the divers up there do that, but right now I don't think it would be ideal. For that.
If you had a heated rash guard.
Greg.
Okay. Maybe with a heated rash guard, it would make it more palatable. But it's not like within walking distance, which is what Ocean Fest was.
I have a heated rash guard.
No, just be quiet, will you? I mean, I'm a warm water wuss, and so are you.
I know, but...
And I don't speak like that.
I was giving you crap last night about it. It's so funny.
My name is Greg, and I have a heated rash guard.
That's not right.
Scuba Squad gets it.
28 years,
Barry
you would think that I wouldn't still get grief like this, Neil. But, they keep busting my buoys, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we've been talking to people about how it affected, the show has affected their diving life. It's just the opposite for you. I mean, have we reflected poorly on your diving career over the years, or the association?
Hey, I could write a book of the Scuba Radio shows we've done together, from Drunk in My Jacuzzi to Drunk in Freeport.
Yeah.
To...
Yeah, there was a while there where we were talking about maybe we ought to change the show to Rum Radio instead of Scuba Radio. Because that's what we would do. We'd go diving in the Bahamas with the dive god Neil Watson, hang out at the tiki bar or the bar afterwards, and get slammered and start sharing our fishtails on the air. And that led to some pretty crazy stories over the years. It definitely made things a little bit more entertaining for us. And what's great is when you do that, at the time, like a few hours later, you forget what we even spoke about. Then we can go back like everyone else and listen to the show. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. And so it's documented for posterity, or posterity, or
posterity.
Yeah. So regardless, no, I kid, but I do thank you, Neil, for making it possible to do this. You've been so good to us over the years. It's not even funny.
It's been a pleasure. We've had some amazing adventures together, traveling all over the world almost. And, and I look forward to many, many more.
Yeah, well, we're doing one, at the end of April.
There you go, April the 30th.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you want to jump on board with that, just reach out to Neil, neilwatson.com. Is that what they would do if they want to get on that Virgin Voyage thing with us? What's the best way?
Either call me or text me.
Yeah.
Or email me, neil@neilwatson.com.
Oh, and you could do that to Scuba Radio, too. We'll put you in touch. But basically, we're doing a kind of like a little friendly dive industry get-together. The dive gods are going to be there. Captain Walt DiMartini, Captain Slate, We got Willie Klein, a bunch of bigwigs in the dive industry, and then me. And then, we're going to be on board just hanging out. It's like doing a dive show without any of the work. Just the part where you hang out at the bar and talk shop and tell a few tales and things like that. It's the best part of networking in the dive industry. But if you want to do it, reach out to Neil or me or through Scuba Radio. We'll get you hooked up, and you can join us for that. It'll be a 4-night cruise with the Dive God. That alone is worth the price of admission and then some. Neil, thank you, buddy.
I get to show everybody my favorite island in the world, Bimini.
That's right. Bimini for a whole day. Who knows? Might be seeing some great hammerheads during that time as well. More coming up on our 28-year anniversary next. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Happy anniversary, baby. Got you on my mind.
Well, that feels a little awkward, but regardless, it is our anniversary. 28 years of Scuba Radio, believe it or not. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ in the studio with me. We got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. And, we're celebrating accordingly.
28 years and still sucking on air.
Yes, that is so true.
Both ways.
We're going to find out how Scuba Radio has affected our Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members over the years, especially when it comes to their diving life. Maybe it gave them something to do to keep them off the streets at night. I don't know. We're going to let them speak for themselves eventually. But before we do that, we are going to connect with the Beneath the Sea Dive Show up in Secaucus, New Jersey, the dive center of the universe this weekend. It's a big show. We're usually there, but unfortunately, I got a conflict this year. I got to go over and do some airplane stuff for our Just Plain Radio, so I wasn't able to make the event this year, but we got Christopher Drew, who is literally on the show floor as we speak, to do our, live man on the, street kind of reporting today. Chris, welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Thank you, Greg. Hello, Greg. Hello, world. What's up from Beneath the Sea 2025? Things are good. The vendor hall is nice and full. The panels are awesome. Lots of focus on photogrammetry and shipwrecks and photography. And I'm going to ask our camera operator to go nice and wide and just raise the camera and look over here. We've got a lot of action here on the show floor.
Excellent.
And as we go around looking up aisles 400 and 500, here in the Marine Careers Scuba Tech booth, we've been cycling students through, middle schoolers and high schoolers who are interested in learning about diving, about ROV operations and 3D survey.
Yeah.
And we actually have one of the student pilots here learning to operate the Blue Robotic system.
Awesome. We were talking about this. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. And Christopher was setting this pool up just to paint the picture for people who can't see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch, X, that kind of thing. They literally got a pool set up in the middle of the show, and people are operating these ROVs. So who do you got there with you, Chris? Is that I can't tell for sure. They'll get a lady. Who do you got?
Absolutely, yeah. This is Loma. Loma is one of our student ROV pilots, and so just tell me what brings you here today, and how's your day going?
My day is going really well. So I have gotten a scholarship from the Women Divers Hall of Fame for my PADI scuba certification. And I have been walking around the convention all day and learning new stuff. And I signed up for this yesterday.
That is so cool.
Wow, yesterday.
And
just
Chris, I got to ask too. So,
your question.
Yeah, she's operating this ROV in the tank. Is that way better than playing a game on your PlayStation or something?
That's a great
What do you
question.
think?
Greg's asking, operating this ROV in the tank, how does it compare to just playing a game?
It's quite similar, but it's also very different. Controlling the robot in the water, you're dealing with the buoyancy inside of the water as well, so it makes things kind of difficult.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Fun, right? It's a lot of challenge, but it's a lot of reward. Would you say?
So much just from sitting here in a small amount of time. The reward has been awesome. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Right on, right
what
on.
is she going to do with her? What is she planning to do with her scholarship thing there, Christopher? I mean, that's what I wanted. She said she got a scholarship award from the Women's Diver Hall of Fame. What does she hope to be in her diving life here in the future?
What do you hope to what do you hope to do with your scholarship from the Women Divers Hall of Fame?
So I actually graduated from college in May. So in July, I'm going to go and get my open water certification. I'm a marine biology major. So this kind of stuff comes in handy for me too.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Go save the world.
Let's take a quick look in the tank.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
So we can go back to driving now.
Drive it right into the side of the pool there, and hopefully she won't poke a hole in it. That thing looks pretty sturdy. That's a lot of water. That would be dangerous.
3,800 gallons, and I'm going to switch you over to the ROV cam right now.
Oh wow!
So
okay.
now you're looking through the pilot's perspective.
Yeah.
Josh, could you pivot the camera down slightly?
Okay, look at that.
What we have in the tank is an obstacle course. They're learning buoyancy and trim, just like diving, but they're learning to operate and manage the systems of the ROV and translate through a set of obstacles, moving an artifact from one side of the tank to the other.
How about
on a time
that?
trial.
Look at that.
So
is the okay? I see the ROV now. All right, yeah. So it is tethered. So they're learning how to navigate this heavy piece of equipment, or a pretty technical piece of gear.
Yes.
I mean, these ROVs that you got in there, Christopher. How much these things cost? Those look pretty high tech to me, but I don't know. What are they?
Yeah, they're pretty high tech. There's a whole range.
Yeah.
Some of them are open source, like the one in the tank. Some of them are closed source, but very nimble. The price is highly variable. Something like this can be had for as little as $2,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's a full diving system.
Yeah.
Something like the one you see in the tank with the control system, with the manipulator arm and the sonar and all the other sensors and surface supply, it's $30,000 to $40,000. But you do get what you pay for. It's a lot. It's a lot in, but it's a lot out. And we use these ROVs to augment the dive teams, getting more people into the water.
All right.
And to explore.
Barry the Bugger is raising his hand like he has to ask something. So what is it, Barry?
No, I was just thinking that could be good during lobster season. Instead of sending divers out to go look for the lobsters, is put the ROV in there and find their hidey holes, and then send the divers.
No way
in there.
that's legal.
I think it is.
There's nothing on the books that say you can't use an ROV.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be Barry. You wouldn't be able to use CJ and me as your human lures off the back of your boat. Are you trying to replace us with a robot?
Yes, with AI.
Okay, that's not right. See, we're going to be totally phased out in the future.
I'm going to beat the crap out of you next time.
Yes, there you go. All right, so Christopher.
I'm also here with Doug.
Dr. Doug Emersol is there at Beneath the Sea. Yeah, have him come into the shot. Let's talk to him. Have him say hi.
All right, Doug, come on up.
Yes,
Come on up.
he's looking there.
It's a
He's
low
like,
couch.
I'm very
All right.
comfortable. He was just sitting there.
So,
what do you
I'm
just ask
go ahead.
Dr. Doug what he's doing at Beneath the Sea this weekend, other than just kicking back and watching all these ROVs. There, Christopher.
Greg, that's the same question that I was about to ask,
Okay,
which is,
there you go.
what are you doing here, and who are you?
Okay, so I'm Doug Ebersol. Greg knows it from the show from before. I'm actually here in my capacity as one of the board of director members for Dan. As we all know, we have a mission that every diver should be a member. We had a board of directors meeting yesterday, and there's an event tonight where the president and CEO is getting the President's Award So all of us on the board of directors came to the show, both to support the show and also to support our CEO.
Nice. Is that event, the gala tonight? I'll see you there then. Right on. Right on. Great.
All
We're
right.
going to miss you, but we'll see you there in spirit.
Absolutely.
Anything more from you? I noted you had a pretty huge presence right at the front of the show hall.
Yeah, they're the big presence coming in for Dan. I'm also here supporting some friends of mine who have the Dive Talk Go closed circuit rebreather. I'm one of the instructor trainers for that, so we're supporting them as well. I've never been here before. It's a great show. Really great show.
Well, as usual, Dr. Doug Ebersol has nothing going on. I mean, so him. 28 years, and if anything we've learned.
And Greg, I'll hopefully see you for dinner Monday night.
Yes, we are. We're gonna get together. I'm
says yes.
going to his neck of the woods here in a few days, and look forward to it. Enjoy there, Dr. Doug. Who else you got up there, Christopher? You got a couple other people, or who?
We sure do. We got a really cool guy that I met just last week. He's been working with us all weekend. His name is Robert. He's the executive director of AMC's. They do marine conservation right here in the New York City tri-state area.
All right.
Rob, hello. I guess introduce yourself and what you're doing here today.
Well, thanks for having me. My name is Rob DiGiovanni. I'm with the Atlantic Marine Conservation Society, and we're here talking about what we do, investigating whales, dolphins, seals, and sea turtles in the New York Bight, and working with the group here to look at how we can use imagery to help us with those investigations.
And the way this ties in is really interesting. A lot of that 3D survey work that we do. In fact, I'm going to switch on over to Henry's workstation here. Henry, you're on air. Surprise. A lot of the 3D work we do with the whale strandings and the dolphin skulls and stuff, that kind of.
Well, it actually provides us a real better image of what we forget when we leave the beach. So,
I love this. All right, look, we got more coming up from Beneath the Sea Dive Show next. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
What, you got plans?
As a matter of fact, I do.
I don't like it when you have plans.
I'm allowed to have plans on my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yes.
I knew that. Already?
Yeah, isn't that strange? It's the same day as last year.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. 28-year anniversary / birthday today for Scuba Radio, believe it or not. It's the God's honest truth. April Fool's Day is our official anniversary date, and we are celebrating accordingly today. And we're going to get back to that celebratory element here in just a bit. But before we do, I want to cover a little bit more from the Beneath the Sea Dive Show. Now, Christopher Drew is there. He's our man on the street, and we really appreciate him setting this up. This is kind of unique for us to have him on the show like this. And they're set up doing these drones, underwater drones, for people on the show floor can navigate them, learn how to operate these cool little robots, and turn on a whole new generation to what's going on in the underwater world. That's the ultimate goal, right, Drew? It's just to open it up.
That's right, Greg.
To the kids.
That's absolutely right. We're using these ROVs to get more of the next generation interested in diving. It lets them join divers on the site from the classroom, from the shoreline, and in this case, in a pool, training at BTS. It's a great way to increase accessibility to the oceans and get more divers in.
I love it.
I'm standing here today with Josh. He's one of our ROV instructor pilots, and he joined the team just about a year ago. And through a lot of intense training and ops, you're now in an instructor role. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the headset on here so you can talk to the entire planet. It's the 20th anniversary of Scuba Radio.
28. Thank you very much.
That's right. You Summit, you're still here.
That's
and then
right.
While he's talking, I'm going to get a prop, and then you can have something that looks cool. So you're taking over, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So we're switching it over here. And what's your name again?
Josh.
Josh. So Josh. So you're teaching people how to operate these ROVs in the pool there at the Beneath the Sea Dive Show today. Is that the case?
Yep. Doing it all day and then yesterday.
Yeah. So is it as easy as just running a video game with the exception of if you run it too fast into the side of the pool, you're going to poke a hole in it and create a incident, or what exactly?
Well, video game experience helps,
Yeah.
as does drone experience or helicopter pilot experience, actually.
Oh, wow.
All of them translate really well into piloting this ROV.
Yeah, I love it. And so you got people just, like taking, 30-minute sessions or 20-minute sessions here over the entire day or what?
No. Just 15 minutes.
15 minutes. And they navigate the course. You guys set up these obstacles underwater like hoops they got to go through. You're timing them. And it's there's a competition going on here, right?
Yep. The fastest time we've had thus far yesterday was 17 seconds. It's actually very impressive. They perfectly went through the hoops. Expert technique. He had a little bit of helicopter pilot experience prior. So he's currently a reigning leaderboard champion of yesterday. Today we had someone do it in 19 seconds.
Okay.
Also exceptional prior experience, this time with ROVs. Everyone has done a great job thus far, and I've been really excited and grateful to teach everyone.
Well, I was going to say, you're the instructor, so you can obviously do it in 10 seconds or less. Is that what you're going to say? Now's your chance to make yourself look good, Josh.
Honestly, I would take my time.
Oh, really?
We operate in some high current and some marine environments. So I'd spend a lot of time being extra careful on a site just to make sure any artifacts I'm dealing with, any coral I'm next to, or any divers I'm next to especially are, speaking of which, here's another robot.
Okay, they're holding it. We
Just
can
to
see
make
this
sure.
on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
It's heavier than it looks.
Yeah, that's pretty high
it's a little
tech.
heavier.
Yeah. I love it.
Just to reiterate, I'd be very careful with what I'm dealing with just to make sure that nothing I'm around is damaged.
Right. Well, okay.
Good answer. Good answer.
Exactly.
Good answer.
Sounds like a true instructor for sure. So, so the 17 seconds for the course that you guys have created in the pool is the best time so far. And the winner's going to get what exactly, other than bragging rights?
That I defer to Chris on, actually.
Okay, yeah, right.
What am I deferring?
Yeah.
One moment while I get the headset.
Yes, he's we got one headset and too many people speaking at once, but that's fine. Yeah, what do they get if they win this competition over the weekend for the drone course there, Chris?
If they win the competition or if they do something particularly interesting, we're giving away some fun squid and octopus plushies. Also giving away some dive retainers.
Okay. All right.
Give me a second. There we go. Thank you to the camera operator for following that shot.
All right.
And more importantly, we're giving away opportunities to join us for projects. So any students that are interested, that show aptitude and interest, we actually have several different expeditionary efforts and externships or project-based roles, and we have a lot join us. And we mentor, but they also contribute, and it's a really good time.
Yeah, you guys aren't just doing this for Beneath the Sea. You do it year-round. And these projects that you're doing could mean what, like searching for unique things or underwater archaeology kind of things? Or what kind of projects are you guys doing with these drones exactly, Christopher?
What a convenient segue right here.
Yeah.
So we do some 3D survey. In this case, Henry's showing a dolphin skull, but we do 3D survey of different shipwrecks.
I thought that was Jerry the diver guy at first when he flashed
that could be Jerry. That could be Jerry. But no, that's so we do different types of shipwrecks. We do marine census.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if you picture instead of some hoops that we're motoring through, if it was a wreck site, we're checking out coordinates. We'll get coordinate reports and we'll see what's down there and see what's worth exploring. Or sometimes we'll see what the condition of the wreck is. We work a lot with schools and marine biologists, and sometimes we do our own research too.
Yeah. How do you look at this, Christopher? Are you trying to replace my dive buddies? Will I have a drone here in the future?
Not.
Oh, have you seen them though? I was hoping you were going to say yes. But
well, for you, anything's possible.
Okay.
But what we're trying to do is it's the opposite. We're trying to get more people excited and more people interested in the water.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get more divers just by nature of being exposed to something so cool.
Yeah.
And so this is one of many ways to do that.
Absolutely. It's very cool. And, our kid is, we've been doing this for 28 years, but this is one of the most unique programs that I've seen pop up at a dive show over the years. So Christopher, if people want to get a hold of you to join the organization or participate in some of these projects, is there a website or something they can go to, or what exactly? What can we do? Where can we send them?
There sure is.
Yeah.
There sure is. The website is the same as the company name, scuba.tech, SCUBA.TECH. Scuba.tech, we're a 501c3 nonprofit public charity. Everything we do is open source. What that means in plain English is the website has all of our work. We've got copies of a lot of our research on our GitHub repository. All our videos are free. And if anyone does donate, every one of those dollars goes to help things like this happen. It gets students in the water, on the shorelines. It pays for equipment or maintenance for all of these programs.
I love it.
Scuba.tech is the place to find us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, you got it. Christopher Drew with Scuba.tech. Check out the website. Contact them. They're doing some great stuff at Beneath the Sea this weekend. That's pretty nice. And this could be the step that I've been looking for a while. 28 years. I've been trying to replace all you guys with robots. And ideally, they would be diving robots. I mean, CJ, I'm looking at CJ, but I'm really thinking mostly of Jerry, Barry, Minnie, because if I had a dive buddy that was a robot instead, I wouldn't have to worry about things like, sharing a room with them with a sink or anything like that, And what do you think, CJ?
Well, we're not likely to, turn on you and kill you, though.
Well, I don't know about that.
Who's someone's got to, there has to be a human operating the
no, there doesn't. No,
yeah, there does.
AI. This is the first step.
They're being operated by humans.
Well, these are, but do you want? I've talked about this before. Don't you think an AI Barry the Bugger would be better than the real thing?
No, because it would kill you.
No, AI.
It would decide that you were unnecessary.
No, we'd have a kill switch that we'd have flipped off in the off position.
Wouldn't figure that out.
Okay, one can dream. And, maybe we'll take another 28 years. We'll have to wait and see.
Planning your own demise.
That's what they've been doing it for 28 years. They've been doing that. All right, hour 2 on deck. Stay close. Scuba Magician going to join us next. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Your eyes there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go! Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Up under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving, otherwise known as
The Douche.
That's not accurate. That's
hour 2,
years.
Scuba Radio.
28 years. We have not matured one iota.
The Douche.
The Deuce. We've said this.
That's what I said.
Okay, moving on. CJ in the studio. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Barry the Bugger, Vinny Two Tanks,
Hello.
and Brittany, the Aqua Gypsy, fresh from the Cayman Islands, spending, a week and a half with Vinny Two Tanks in the Caymans.
God bless her.
She does kind of have a look on her face like, oh, God.
Yeah, man.
Yes. No, it was a good time, though, wasn't it, Brittany? I mean, from what I heard, you had some pretty cool dives there, haven't you? Didn't you, in the Caymans?
Yeah, definitely. I was really shocked at Bloody Bay Wall. It was quite the spectacle. Really cool.
All right. And so that was the highlight, though, Bloody Bay Wall. Yeah. And
what made it a spectacular dive?
Just the fact that it's such a extreme sheer wall. Like, we actually dove off into the blue for a little bit just to kind of kick back and watch, just kind of look at the whole entire thing. And it was just really incredible to see all the different cracks throughout the wall. And you could kind of see how exactly it formed and kind of got all pushed together.
Nice. That sounds like a good trip right there.
Yeah, checking out cracks.
Yeah. bloody cracks, actually.
Bloody Bay Wall.
Okay.
So we're clear.
Welcome back to hour 2.
All right. 28 years of doing this show, Brittany. So, I've asked everybody to kind of reflect on how Scuba Radio has affected their diving life. Did you put any thought to that, or do you look at it more as something like, if it weren't for Scuba Radio, I'd have a much more productive life?
I think she was only 3 years old when you started, Greg.
No, older than that. But
ass kisser.
No, no. I think that it has opened up a lot of doors for me. I wouldn't have met all of you fine people. I probably wouldn't have gone on as many trips as I did. And in the beginning, you may think that this is odd, but I was like a faithful listener before I was on the show.
Yeah.
And I just learned a lot about different areas in the Caribbean to start out with. And then I started branching out and going further away, Philippines, Indonesia.
Right.
And since then, I've gone on a significant amount of trips with Scuba Radio, and it's just opened the doors to meet a lot of new people as well. And you said it when you and I first started talking. I think we started talking around 2014 or 15.
Sure.
And you said, Brittany, I want to crack the door open for you, but you got to kick it in. And from there, kind of the rest is just history, I think.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That has been the thing that kind of keeps things fresh for me personally. 28 years is a long time. And doing this show week in and week out, I've been very, very fortunate to be able to travel the world and that kind of thing. But the one thing that keeps me going is bringing in new folks that may not have seen everything that I have. And I love bringing them, bringing them under my fin, so to speak, and like, hey, check this out, or go here, go there, and seeing them light up. And Brittany's a perfect example of that. Because, you reached out. I remember you, I think it was via email, you said you were flirting with the idea of becoming a dive instructor. And I know you do this show, and I'm looking at going over to Mexico to do some training. Have you heard of this operation? And, we had a little chat, and I tried to, steer her as much as I could. But, I probably did say something like that. Like, look, you come on the show. You'll meet some more people. I'll introduce you to a whole bunch of twisted. The word I was going to use is one was going to get me kicked off the air, but twisted individuals in the dive industry. And what you do with that is up to you.
And you weren't wrong.
And look at you today. You far outstripped 99% of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members that exist today.
Stripped.
Barry, Jerry, Vinny.
I'm not a dive instructor, but I do have a master scuba diving card.
Ooh,
okay.
In other words, I took a lot of courses.
Took it off a dead body.
Yeah, that means
Really
you
did.
just spent a bunch of money, Barry.
I did spend a lot of money, but I still took the courses.
Yeah. But you totally eclipsed the rest of this crew. And in the process, you kind of, raised everybody's profile up a notch or two, Brittany. So we thank you for that. But that's how I look at it. I and I love paying it forward, so to speak, in that sense. That's kind of how I look at it too. And I think you should instill that in all the people that you, whether you're a dive instructor or just a diver and you bring more people into the sport or activity that we love, the more people that you do that to, that kind of comes back on you. You know what I mean? Because you've experienced that with your students now, haven't you?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Totally.
Yeah.
And, it's not just that, it's that just the dive community in general. It's not just about diving. It's about topside and things that you do. I mean, Walt and I are best friends and we hang out all the time.
Martini.
Yeah. And just in general, getting to know people and realizing, oh, maybe, I'm not so weird. Everybody else is, this whole dive crew is kind of funky
exactly.
too. All right.
Well, yeah, when you're, the baseline is people like Barry and Vinny, makes you look extremely normal, Brittany. You hear what I'm saying? As well as 99% of the rest of the world. And
okay, old man.
Damn right.
Oh, I will say this. My first ever Scuba Radio interaction, I would like to say this.
Uh-oh.
So what happened was I didn't kind of have my own little identity when I was
first starting out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this guy I was with said, why don't you go on Apple and look for podcasts and type in scuba diving? You might find something. So Scuba Radio was the first thing that popped up.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay. So I started listening and I don't know what came over me, but I just wanted to contact you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to reach out. So I found your number on the website and I think I called you originally to ask some trivial question or something.
Right.
And you picked up right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, the studio and this guy picked up. Holy cow, I can't believe that. Like, I'm thinking that this is some massive studio, right? And it's like this huge, wonderful, amazing, big production. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he picked up right away. And then he asked me to be on the show.
Yeah. Everybody you hear on Scuba Radio starts exactly that way. I mean, they reach out to me via email or they call us up and text us or whatever, and I'll find out what their story is. And if if they have the enthusiasm, they want to be part of the club. I mean, the door's wide open. Everybody's welcome. Just like we were hearing, Chris talk to us from Beneath the Sea there last hour. He's a younger guy and he's doing some really cool stuff with ROVs. I said, hey, man, you ought to come on the show more regularly. It sounds like you're doing some cool stuff. I love that. And that's how everyone starts, and whether they, excel into something like Brittany and become a dive instructor and start paying it forward that way or kind of flounder around like Barry and Jerry and Vinny.
Flounder?
Everybody has their role, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Wapida.
Yeah. And, some of it's entertainment, some of it's, something to aspire to. I'll let you pick which one belongs in which category. All right. More coming up on the 28-year anniversary of Scuba Radio next.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Nex regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to make your next dive your best dive? Then go to nextdive.com. That's NEXdive.com. Nex Underwater Products. nextdive.com.
Celebrate diving to make a difference in the Florida Keys at the 3rd Annual iCare Trash Derby, May 1st through 4th. Sponsored by iCare and the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation. The Trash Derby culminates Sunday, May 4th from noon till 6 p.m. at Founders Park in Isla Mirada. You could win big prizes and enjoy food, live music, and meet the crew from ScubaRadio. Join us to celebrate Florida Keys divers' efforts to clean our seas. Details at iCareTrashDerby.com. Brought to you by the Monroe County Tourist Development Council.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. 28 years ago today, we started this goofy little show. I walked into the manager's office at a sports station in Orlando, and I said, you know, this sucks. We could golf free at any course in Orlando, and I don't golf. Wouldn't it be great if we could dive for free? And he said, let's do a dive show.
Duh.
And here we are 28 years later. Little shout out to Diver Dick, by the way. So there you go. Lo and behold, after all these years, we're still doing it.
And still sucking on air.
Yes. 28 years, still sucking on air. All right. So Brittany had a nice little anecdote, and I appreciate the fact that it appears the effects of being with us on Scuba Radio has been a positive influence on her diving life.
Can I just interject real quick?
Okay.
This is off topic, and I apologize.
All right.
Brittany, I haven't received my shipment of hot honey yet. Let me know if you need my address.
Oh, hell yeah.
You have to come down here and dive with me. That's how you're going to get it.
Oh,
okay.
Ooh la la.
Okay. That's a good deal.
Barry's like making it creepy or something. What the hell is that?
Shut up, Barry.
Golly.
Sorry.
But I just want to add one other thing is that, I think in general, most people that dive, the majority of people that dive, diving isn't just their whole life. Other people, we all do our own thing. We all have our own thing that we do. And that is one thing, like say when I'm up at Vermont, there are times where I feel so disconnected to the dive community because I'm working so much on the other side of my life that I actually use Scuba Radio as a break. I'm just like, I gotta go. I've been working, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I'm like this. No, I gotta go. I gotta go do my radio show. I'll be back in 2 hours. And it's so nice to just jump on here sometimes and just joke around about diving and say funny things about diving. And there's so many little inside jokes that you can have with diving. And it's just really, really nice. And again, I brought up community before, but I think that more so out of the water and into life, the dive community really lasts.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
It does. It's nice. I think Vinny's the same way, right, Vinny? Like you're at your house, you're chilling. And...
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah. How has what do you think, Vinny? How has Scuba Radio affected your diving life?
Well, I got a job with Submersible Systems 20 years ago, and I started going to all the trade shows,
right?
SEMA and everything. And I noticed your show. I noticed never, so I started listening to it a couple times.
Yeah.
And then one day I heard you talk about spare air, so I decided to give you one so you could get more informed about it.
Nice
and
of you. Yeah.
That's kind of how it started from there.
Yeah.
And we started advertising on your show, and then
always a good idea to give us free stuff.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, I gave all you guys.
That's right.
One, I think.
Grease
I
them
still
wheels.
have mine.
Yeah. I mean, if it weren't for that, we would have never spoke to Vinny Two Tanks.
That's probably
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We would have considered him an acquaintance.
Vinny Two Tanks.
Well,
no, I joke. That's what's so great about it. We can bust each other's all the time. Our little crew gets a little, it gets a little touching sometimes. And I'm trying to hold back the emotions. I can't do it like
Try
you.
not to get sappy, okay?
Hey,
Yes. But,
God.
I've always felt that the dive community as a whole, especially the people
as a whole,
well, as a
like
an
a blue
industry.
hole, a blue hole.
No, it's an industry. I mean, I was shocked how quickly I learned that the I don't know, there's something about divers and the people that work in the industry that are slightly off, twisted.
It's very similar. I mean, we were friends before this, but it's very, very similar to the lunatics in rock radio.
True. And that's what, is something that I definitely latched onto early on.
Little crossover there.
Yeah. And, I mean that as a compliment, even though it may sound otherwise. But look at all the crazy characters we've had on this show.
It ain't boring.
No. I mean, Vinny, God bless him. I mean, he was voted most valuable or most entertaining Scuba Radio Scuba Squad member in 2024.
I still can't figure out why, but
that's why we love you.
That's
He's
it.
still waiting on his
part of the
award.
appeal right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got the Scuba Magician with us right now. He's a little bit, a more recent addition to the crew. And Chef, welcome. How you doing there, buddy?
Doing wonderful. Looking forward to my award for 25.
Yes. Well,
most magical.
Yeah, obviously the bar's pretty low, and Vinny got it last year, so your odds are with you. You're gonna do pretty good. But yeah, Scuba Magician, he started hanging with us, and we're gonna do some more stuff with him. Actually, the first one, are we definitely a go for the I Care Trash Derby in May?
Of course, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So on Sunday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. That one.
Yeah.
Noon to 6 at Founders Park down there in Isla Mirada. We're going to be having being a part of the culmination ceremonies or celebration of all the trash that they collected up and down the Florida Keys over a couple days. And Chef's coming into town as well, and to perform, to do some scuba magic for everybody.
I think I need to come down for that.
Of course you do.
I was called a piece of trash once.
Well,
but so I should.
You should show up.
I could
You'll
pick up
feel
some
right at
trash.
home.
Yeah.
And but we got to figure out what we're going to do. I mean, you got some tricks of the trade that you plan to showcase there at that event, Chef. Have you thought about it yet? As far as what kind of magic?
I've always got something up my sleeve, even though I've got no sleeves on right now.
Yes, that's impressive. Yeah, see, yeah. I know we've sawed a mermaid in half. We've done that before in the 28-year history. So I'm just wondering if we ought to try to do something like epic like that.
How about I saw you in half?
No, God, no. No one wants to see that. We saw them.
I would like to see that.
Why would you?
Come on, Scuba Squad, show hands.
Somebody has to.
Oh yeah.
I'll
even provide the
first half
saw.
of the trick. I'm just not sure about the second half.
Well, exactly. See, and someone has to maintain, or corral this cast of misfits, and so I can't put myself in any kind of real danger.
To see if they'd want to put you back together.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Barry, we could. I mean, we've already done the saw the thing in half deal, so we got to do something different. I mean, not that I'm not opposed. I mean, we didn't saw Mermaid Kristen in half, and I think she'll be there for
I
this
thought
event.
you did.
No, it was who did
different
we?
mermaid.
Yeah,
okay.
we had Rachel out at the scuba show last year. And we sawed her in half. I mean, the Aqua Gypsy, we could I don't know.
No, I don't want her to get hurt.
Okay, well, then it's back to Barry.
Apparently, Kristen's expendable.
What can we? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what can we do to Barry to have him mutilated?
Mutilated.
How'd you like to be mutilated?
Yeah, that's right. It could happen. May 4th, Founders Park, Isla Mirada. Join us with iCare and the TrashDerby.com. More coming up.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I am Greg the Dive Master. It is our birthday, 28 years old today. Or actually, April Fool's Day is our official anniversary, so we're a little premature. What's new, right? It also happens to be Bubble Boy's birthday. We literally have a 12-tier birthday cake here to eat in the studio, and he didn't show up. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with that, but it'll probably involve something with like diving into the cake and creating a big, crazy mess. That's what you do. That's how you celebrate, right, Barry?
Yeah. Is there rum in the cake?
I don't know what's in the cake. I mean, there could be a mermaid buried in there somewhere, for all I know. I mean, I don't know.
Or a caiman.
Yeah. Okay, an alligator. That's
or
what
a
Vinny
turtle.
thinks. Okay, I wasn't really taking guests, but that's.
Oh, did you hear in Florida, FWC may change the rule where you could trap iguanas and then sell them across state lines to other states?
Okay, so you got a little extra revenue stream you're exploring?
I'm just thinking about it.
Okay.
I just don't understand why any other state would want iguanas.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of cool looking. I mean, if you're
I
into
wouldn't
the
mind
whole...
having a pet iguana. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. Lizard.
Okay. I'll be glad to send you one.
I mean, Benny could be there every Saturday afternoon, petting his lizard.
Letting it. Oh, shit.
Petting his lizard.
Yeah, it'd be a little awkward.
Sounds like a big line to me.
Yeah.
There he is.
All right.
He's eating.
Well, how has the show affected your diving life there, Barry? Have we covered your base yet? I don't think so.
Two things. First of all, it encouraged me to go for more certifications than just open water.
Yeah.
Because, some of the diving you wanted to do were wrecks, so that I had to learn deep diving and then eventually nitrox, and then all the other things. Navigation became very important, diving with you.
Right. Well, yeah, after 28 years, I mean, you're officially certified crazy.
Yeah, wreck diving. I think, and I did even full face mask at one point.
Yeah.
Which the only issue is that I wear glasses and my mask has lenses, but this full face thing did not. So it was sort of like diving blind.
Okay.
That didn't work out too well. But and then the camaraderie, the people, the friends that I've known for all these years. This is I guess the tightest group that I know as friends, and we all have that same passion to get into the water and just swim through the water and look at the critters.
Yeah.
And eat some of them.
Okay. And then
drag them behind your boat.
Well, yeah, that's always fun.
Don't act like you don't love that. We know you delight in that.
Yeah. He uses us as human lures.
It was just because they kept telling me to slow down, slow down, slow down.
He's like, what? Go faster? Hang on.
But I mean, that's where that RV that little remote control vehicle would work out nice.
Yeah, maybe.
Instead of throwing you in there, we just throw that in there and look for the lobster and then say, go dive.
Okay. But overall, it's been a positive experience for you, Barry.
No, absolutely positive. Right. It's and I've done it, and I had my daughter learned.
Yep.
And my son learned. I mean, my daughter learned, I think, at 12 or 14, and then Ben learned at 10.
Yeah.
It's an experience that you can't, these kids can do things that others haven't even thought of. And I'm glad that young people are getting into diving because it's a whole nother world underneath there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And then Vinny, once again, it's been a positive experience for you overall. I don't know if we got through the end of your little spiel. I mean, you just said how you got to know the show, but has it been a positive experience for you over the 28 years?
Yeah, it got me into liveaboard diving, as you know.
Right.
I wasn't considering that before. And once I started doing that, I went on multiple trips with Explore Adventures.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed every one of those.
Yeah.
And I learned a few things along the way. Occasionally there's
who's the funny one on the show?
Yeah. Who's the quick one? Yes. And
that's it. Right.
I enjoy the camaraderie. We could,
yeah,
we can go diving together rather than,
It's a club, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a small little crazy club.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Chef, I mean, what do you think? Have we been a positive influence on what you've done, or are you bringing us up a notch, which is kind of where I would come from this perspective? But I don't know. What was your initial reaction when you heard about what we were doing with this goofy little show? Do you remember that?
I was very excited about it. We met at DEMA, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago now. Didn't really know who the show was. I was, still, fairly new into scuba to begin with, and was just very focused on, getting this specialty going.
Right.
But was just really excited to learn that this even existed. But as you're saying, the camaraderie, the trips together and stuff, the hanging out below and above water, it's just that sense of community is so important to me to begin with. It's Italian heritage, so tight family, tight community is a big thing.
Yeah.
And you get to meet a lot of unique people, and doing the search and recovery dives that we've talked about on past shows. That's really a fun thing to reunite people with stuff that they may have lost.
Right. Which is amazing. I mean, that's why I say, Chef. We talk about the magician stuff all the time because I just love that. But he's so accomplished. I mean, what are you? Are you an instructor trainer or just an instructor? What are you? You're pretty high up the food chain.
I'm a PADI Master Instructor, which is the highest educational level below. It was one below course director.
Right.
But I don't want to be a CD because it says it stands for completely dry. They're not really diving that much anymore. Now they're in the shop and stuff like that. And I wanted to be the guy out there, diving. But
he gets out there and does it. Yeah.
But I love teaching new instructors, being part of IDCs. It's just, I'm a good student, I'm a good instructor, and they kind of go hand in hand. People that are great instructors make good students, and we look for great students as great instructors. So, it's very satisfying to be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that he knows all these magic tricks is it just makes it so much fun to hang around the scuba magician Chef.
It's really neat to see people relax, right?
Yeah.
People are really nervous underwater, and all of a sudden you bring out like a puppet shark, and then there's like all of a sudden their mind just kind of gets off of, hey, I can't breathe under here, and then this is really cool, and to see that transformation in people is pretty satisfying.
Yeah, and if you're just haven't caught up with the rest of the class, make sure you go to ScubaMagician.com. Check out this program that he has. It basically just makes scuba instruction magical. It's just really cool.
The last time I was on the show, I don't know that we've spoken about it, but I went ice diving for the first time up in the Lake June.
Yes, I saw that on social media.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, did you lose a bet, or was this intentional, or how did that work exactly?
My friend, I thought he said that we were doing some nice diving.
Yeah,
it sounded fun to me. And then they ended up at Lake June. And what made it so different was that, as divers, especially in California, we tend to be at the very bottom because the viz isn't always great and the interesting stuff is down at the bottom. But in ice diving, exact opposite. You want to be just a foot or two under the ice because that's what's pretty. But when you get even 3 or 4 feet under the ice, it's pitch black because the sun doesn't penetrate it, which I didn't realize at the time.
Oh, okay.
And so it's very opposite diving, so your buoyancy has to be really good because imagine trying to swim, 2 feet under the surface at all times.
Wow.
It's challenging.
So the viz, your head on the ice.
Yeah. Well, so the viz wasn't great. obviously.
No, not where we were. As soon as you got just a couple of maybe 3 or 4 feet, it was like pitch black.
Yeah.
When, like, you couldn't, and there was nothing to see on the bottom of the lake. So like I said, all the interesting stuff was up.
Yeah.
And the navigation was very difficult because my compass didn't work under the ice. So it was really discombobulated.
Why? Why?
I don't know.
Aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah, something. I had 3 different compasses, and none of them worked under
I shouldn't affect it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. I don't know. That does sound like some kind of alien encounter kind of deal. Or it froze the compasses. I don't know. All right, well, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Big news! You're all invited to my party.
Put another candle on my birthday cake. We're gonna bake a birthday cake. Put another candle on my birthday cake. I'm another year old today.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. 28 years ago today, or April Fool's Day, we started this show. It's hard to believe, and time flies.
First,
when you're having fun.
Consider the source.
What are you guys having a conversation amongst yourselves?
We're back. We're back on the air.
I know we're back on the air. I asked what made you pick April 1st? When you originally started this.
Because he didn't plan anything.
Yeah.
It probably just happened.
Well, that I know.
No, it just happened that way, Barry.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
All right.
I wish I could say,
It must have been March when you were bitching to Dick about the golf thing.
It was.
And then they go, let's do a radio show. Well, all right, what's the next logical time to start? Next month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And actually, when we started, I didn't even I didn't connect the dots that it was April Fool's Day until the next year.
Knowing you and knowing Dick and
Yeah.
knowing that,
It was
that's
meant
how
to be.
radio works,
Yeah.
I just guess that's how it happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, many people have asked me, how did we start the show? And I told the story how I walked in his office and I said, hey, we ought to do this. I can't golf free, but wouldn't it be nice if we could scuba for free?
And who produced
Were you
that
already
awesome-
diving, Greg?
Yeah, we were both
Yeah,
scuba divers.
Oh, you were.
And that's why I told him, I said, this kind of sucks. We can golf free at any course in Orlando working at this radio station, and I don't golf. He goes, well, let's do a dive show. Bam. We'd start the show, and it blows up on us.
Fun trivia fact.
Yeah.
Who produced the audio of the opening of the show that you still use to this day?
Cock Johnson.
Thank you.
That's it. How about that?
Did that
Yeah,
before I
really.
was even on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
See, it was meant to be. That's
That
what,
was
all
part-
that stuff.
That was my job at the radio cluster of all the stations we had.
I mean,
and
look.
Greg's like, all right, we're going to do this new show, so we need to know. Gave me the, the voice track from our voice guy, Jeff Lawrence. And, I want some construction sounds, and I want all this and make it sound like it's underwater. And,
Yep. Go to town. And you did. Made it.
and I know
made
that
it work.
Greg's a great producer. So I'm like,
Right.
I better make this good or he's going to let me know about it.
Yeah. Well, you hit it out of the park. And I thought it was great.
Of course I nailed it.
Yeah, of course.
It's what I do.
Right. With the proper direction, that's all you need.
And then years later,
yeah.
This coming summer will be 19th year
19
with Scuba Radio.
Look at you. Look at you all grown up.
And how I would be I wouldn't been diving at all if it wasn't for Scuba Radio, because that's why he's like, hey man, you want to get certified for scuba diving? I'm like, yeah, that sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then wasn't too long after that, you're going to come by the show and all right.
And look at you now. Yeah, you've done this, and you
I'm like a stray dog. I won't go away.
Well, I don't know. He brings booze with him, so kind of pays off that way. But what about? So has the show has affected you in a positive way over the years, hasn't it, CJ? You'd say, just like everyone else.
Yes, because if I didn't get the constant fame and attention and adulation that I get from this show, like just in my everyday life, walking around the streets.
Yeah.
Getting recognized, getting asked for autographs, pictures, selfies, all that stuff.
That's happened, really?
If I didn't get that kind of fame and attention from Scuba Radio,
yeah.
I mean, who knows? I probably would have like put on makeup and a dress and,
what?
Become a woman and try to get attention that way.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
WTMI.
So, no, but seriously, it's as you guys all know.
You weren't being serious?
No.
Oh.
It's phenomenal therapy, and gets me out of the house. I'm isolated in my studio at home, working at home, and all the audio I constantly deal with, getting sick of hearing my own voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
it's quiet. It's
so
so
you're
quiet.
saying hearing the voices of Vinny and Barry
No.
in
I'm
your
thinking
ears
diving. All you hear is bubbles.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it's the exact opposite of that. Cut out all the noise.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually pretty noisy under the water sometimes.
Sometimes.
I mean, you'll hear boats
Wouldn't
go
hear
by.
that.
You'll hear parrotfish chewing on the coral, crunching. Yeah. But I mean,
But it's much quieter than what I'm used to.
Right.
Yeah.
Focus on the positive, Barry. Come on. 28 years.
No, I didn't say it was negative. I said it's positive, but there are sounds. It's not zero sound.
It's a lot quieter though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's very calming.
Yeah.
Yes. Scuba is very tranquil. It's just super chill. I'm never really in a hurry to get anywhere.
Yep.
Not answering the phone, not having conversations, just kind of in your own place and stuff. So
right.
That's what I really like about it. Just that the escapism.
Absolutely.
And the best dives are the drift dives.
Something about the salt water too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's ever been researched or proven.
Oh
but
yeah.
we're like drawn.
Well, you're
to
coming
the
out of
water.
the womb, and you're
okay.
It's like going back to your birth
without all the blood.
Screaming. There you go with the cracks again. Daggone it.
Yeah.
Okay. Look. Yeah. I mean, the scuba diving brings everybody together.
It's another fun, expensive hobby.
True. But it's a lot of fun.
Oh my God. It's really the only thing I enjoy. Before that, my other fun hobby was playing the drums.
Yeah.
And when I started diving, that's the only thing that could like rival that. It's like before it would always be, I want drumming is the best. That's always going to be my number one favorite.
Right.
And then I got certified and diving came along. I'm like, man, that now it's I can't call it, man. It's right up there.
Pretty awesome to be a diver.
It's a tie. It's a dead tie.
Yeah.
And it's a real bonding experience, isn't it? Because when you're diving with somebody, I mean, you're really relying on them with your life. If something goes wrong, you're relying on them to do the right thing. So you can get very connected to people quickly.
Well, unless you're diving with Greg and he's like, well, take care of yourself. You're responsible for your own self. Good luck.
Wouldn't want to be you.
But it's
See
good.
ya, wouldn't want to be you.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Good luck, sucker.
A good dive, buddy. It's just certain people I want to get my distance from. That's all. And, when you go underwater, like you say, I think Chef pointed out, there's like a Zen thing you can get to really, really
I don't think I've ever come
diving.
out of a dive and not been just, 10, 15, 20% better. Just been like, I'm good.
Yeah, you just drift out over.
I saw this. I don't know that you can see it.
Yeah.
This is our wall when you first come into our house.
Oh, wow. You got a mural in your house there
cool.
at the Scuba Magician's pad. How about that?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Did
you paint that?
I wish.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
I paid the guy that painted it.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's pretty
I kind
nice.
of gave him vision, and then he knew what to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. You directed them in the right way.
Reminds me of Walt's Bar.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of people that were that have helped us over the years, or drifted in and out of the show over the 28 years, and I got to thank everybody for making it possible. Because I do have the best gig in the world. Let's be honest, and I don't take it for granted for one bit. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart that we're able to do this show. Yeah, that's right. Even though it's been replaced once or twice at least, probably now. But look,
AI heart.
it is. This is really your show, you've been listening. You keep us doing this every week, but man, we just have fun, and that's what we focus on. Scuba diving is almost the afterthought. It's the people that I've met over the years through scuba diving and hearing their stories that what this show is built on. And so once again, thanks. Thanks for tolerating our nonsense and maybe finding it mildly amusing.
Lovable weirdos.
Every now and then. So, there you go.
Something for everybody.
That's right. Something for everybody. And we'll try to keep the annoying stuff down to a slight minimum.
Yeah,
all right?
Start the next year.
Otherwise, go diving and you'll be fine. Till next week, remember, it's always better where, gang?
Down where it's wetter.
Even after 28 years. Safe diving, everyone.
The diving show from Captain Ron to Jock Cousteau. They all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.